Hello and welcome into Lakota West High School, where we have got a matchup between two of the top teams in the Cincinnati area, the 7th-seeded Mason Comets and the 6th-seeded Walnut Hills Eagles. I'm Addison Lenhart alongside my partner Ben Haller, and Ben, we've got a great game of basketball tonight. Comets riding a little bit of a hot streak with that 42-point victory over West Claremont in the first round, and Walnut Hills with that 18-point victory over Talawanda. Both teams coming in playing their best basketball right now.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. ECC versus GMC, 6th seed versus 7th seed, Trey Killens versus Colin Murray. And we look at their common opponents. They played Kings Level and Middletown, some lesser opponents, going undefeated, both teams against all of them. For Mason, the biggest thing for them is they got to handle the pressure. That's something they haven't done great this year, and Walnut Hills will bring that pressure, whether it's half court or full court. And Walnut Hills really feels like they can win if they can contain Trey Killens. He's the leading scorer in the GMC this year, 22 points per game, so he's dangerous anywhere on the court. They feel like if they contain him, it'll be easy for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Walnut Hills on the offensive end, led by their two leading scorers, Max Pointer and Owen Murray. Pointer with 11.4 on the season, Murray with 11.2.
You know, it's a diverse starting lineup, because you talk about Murray, you talk about Pointer, but then you got the 6'7" freshman Tyler McKinley, very dangerous inside, and Colin Miller out of nowhere, a nominee for a McDonald's All-American, so that's kind of out of nowhere for them. And Mason, obviously we talked about Trey Killens, reigning GMC Defensive Player of the Year last season, and Matthew Smith. Alex Morton's a big guy down low, and Michael Molinar and Eli Jordan should help with some physicality down low. But we're almost underway. Should be a good one.
Yeah, Comets are going to rely on that toughness and speed that they've come to be known for this season, as McKinley and Morton will tip off to get things going underway. As the tip is controlled by the Comets, and Smith will push inside on McKinley. And that ball is off, and it's rebounded down to Walnut Hills, and they're pushing in transition.
Yeah, not a bad look, but it just shows Walnut Hills is ready. They came out to play. They were ready to stop that drive from Smith. Killens in transition.
Killens getting things going, his first bucket of the game. And the Comets take an early lead.
Yeah, you get him out in transition, he is very hard to stop. Doesn't matter how many defenders you have. Finishes through the rim, not the tallest out there, standing about 5'10", but Killens can finish through some contact.
The Eagles looking to feed it to McKinley early, and Miller just threw it a little too high, and the Comets are going to take over on the turnover.
I think that was Alex Morton who started out on McKinley. It's going to be big for them not letting that pass get in there in the first place. Their Mason Salas guy is about 6'2", 6'3", McKinley at 6'7". Once he gets the ball, it's going to be hard to stop. So they can't let that pass get there.
Walnut Hills opening up in some man-to-man. Killens outside, gets a good look at a three. In and out, and it's rebounded down to Walnut Hills, but they lose it out of bounds. Bostic couldn't control it, and the Comets will take over.
Another good look from Killens. Last time, you know, he didn't have that great game. He had, I think, 15 points against West Claremont, but a lot of those came from free throws and kind of easy points at the end of the game. So if they can get him going, they're a whole nother team.
And the Comets, of course, only giving up 20 points in that first round matchup against Claremont, as Morton slashes in, and that's going to be a travel.
You know, we talked about, that's something he wants to do a little more, is drive. There was a little bit of contact there, and it just didn't go his way. But, you know, he takes it in, and he's strong, gets a lot of his points from offensive rebounds, so you know he can be a beast down low. It's just a matter of getting there. He's got to improve on that a little bit.
McKinley tries to drive on Molnar. Can't get that one to go. Rebound was deflected by Jordan, and it's out to Max Pointer. Bostic kicks it over to Miller in the corner, and Miller is on the board. He's got his first three of the game, and Walnut Hills has the lead.
I'm sure Coach Greg Richards is not happy about that one. Colin Miller, one of the best shooters in the city, and they said in the scouting report they have to be there on the catch, before the catch. They can't let him catch the ball in rhythm, and they let him do that there. That's why Walnut Hills has a 3-2 lead.
Eagles on the season, 35% from downtown, as Killens is too strong in the jumper. Here come the Eagles in transition. Bostic on the wing, guarded by Smith. Smith couldn't get there in time, and Bostic is on the board, and Walnut Hills extends their lead to 3. Morton on the other end now. He'll get down the floor, get the layup over Miller, and this is a fast-paced game early, Ben.
Yeah, Killens kind of took that awkward shot. It kind of got everybody out of rhythm. No one from Mason expected that, so they were kind of behind. That's why Bostic got that transition. But then on Mason's side, just great awareness from Morton.
Down low to McKinley, and he slams it down.
Yeah, once again, just like that three from Miller, there was just a little bit of overhelp on another spot, and you know, you can't have that happen. When Walnut Hills has anyone on their floor that can score, you got to be out on everybody, and you can't overhelp.
Killens guarded by Bostich. Bostich right in his jersey, on the wing. Killens will try to drive. Double clutch layup is blocked by McKinley. Out of bounds to the Eagles.
Yeah, Killens, you know, that's a good take, but he's got to dish it out there. I know it's going to be tough to see. He had 3 guys on him. There were a couple guys sitting down the three-point line. He could have dished it too, but, you know, he was determined to get to the rack, and if you're going to take that shot, you got to make it.
McKinley leading the ECC in block shots with 2 per game. That ball is going to be deflected and out of bounds to the Eagles.
Have good deflections from Matthew Smith. That's what he does. Leads the GMC in steals this year and last year, and you know, sometimes it's not always getting a steal. It's just tips and deflections can be helpful. Kind of helps set your defense up.
Jordan with the foul on Max Pointer there. That's his first foul. Miller will inbound.
Yeah, Jordan, you know, he's gotten foul trouble a lot this year. Great defense from Molnar. That's exactly what I was talking about not letting that pass get in there.
Molnar really a glue guy for this Comet team, using his athleticism to get that deflection, in the Comets will take over on offense. Morton with Miller one-on-one. He's going to try and take him on, driving in, kick back out. Eli Jordan got it from the corner, and the Comets tie the game at 7.
That's exactly the kind of kick you'd want to see from Killens earlier in the game. Eli Jordan, Mason, everyone on the floor right now for Mason can hit that three-pointer. Jordan doesn't shoot it a lot, but he shoots it at a pretty high clip when he does take that shot, so.
Murray into the corner to Miller, trying to feed it to McKinley. And that ball was thrown off Molnar as we got a replay here. Morton with the beautiful look into the corner to Jordan.
McKinley was so ready to block that shot too, and that's why Jordan was so open.
Killens trying to get the deflection. It's controlled by Miller, swung into the corner. It's Max Pointer one-on-one with Jordan. Pointer, the leading scorer for this Eagles team, is shut off. Comets with some defensive pressure.
Killens got lucky there. You know, Mason, Walnut Hills, both being known as very disciplined teams. You know, if you're going to go for a steal like that, you got to make sure you can get it.
Miller underneath, got the bucket to go. Beautiful look from Max Pointer to the cutting Colin Miller.
You know, that's another good look from Walnut Hills. They share the ball well. Like I talked about, they're very disciplined. They know their roles, and they know what everyone needs to do for them to be successful. Now they're up 2.
Molnar to Jordan, guarded by McKinley. That's going to be a foul on Walnut Hills.
For Walnut Hills, it's going to be about them being disciplined, but on Mason's side, for them, they got to be the tougher team. You know, they're 2 guys down low, and Michael Molnar and Eli Jordan, they're football players. They're known for being physical down low. McKinley, only a freshman, so he's not used to that contact quite yet. And if they can get him out of there offensively and defensively, that's going to be big for them.
Smith in the corner, thought about it, throws it away. McKinley with the steal, he's pushing. Morton with a beautiful defensive play. Smith tried to take it away. It's a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors the Walnut Hills Eagles.
You know, Mason's not playing the smartest right now, but they're making up for it with their hard work. Alex Morton, you know, very fortunate that Walnut Hills didn't get 2 easy points there.
Bostic outside, met by Molnar, the double team. Molnar takes it away in transition. Gets his man up in the air and is fouled. Couldn't quite finish that one, but Molnar will head to the free throw line.
Beautiful shot there from shot fake there from Michael Molnar, excuse me. As we see him, he gets the steal here. Great double team from Alex Morton as well. And you know, that's Pointer, he can block shots. But Molnar knew that, knew the scouting report coming in. Got him flying in the air and got 2 free throw shots, not able to connect on the first.
And Molnar on the season shooting 70% from the free throw line. So he couldn't get that first one to go. Converts on the second and the lead is cut to 1.
Walnut Hills looking to push a little bit here. Checked into the game now for
Molnar. Shuts off McKinley. Great defense. Outside, Pointer and Killens. That's the matchup tonight. Pointer with the mid-range, off the mark. Molnar secures the rebound. Max Johnson pushing it up the floor.
You know, that's the shot they want. It was a decent shot from Pointer, but Molnar was right there, or excuse me, Killens was right there with him.
Killens driving in, uses his body, gets the shot up, chases his own rebound. That's gonna be a jump ball, as Killens saw he was gonna miss that and jumped right back up to secure that board.
Killens has to stay calm and not get too frustrated right now. Looks like he got a little mad there after the jump ball. For him, you know, I've been very impressed with him being able to keep his poise. That's one of the things he had to work on last year. Played a little bit of played some JV minutes last year. Obviously, one of the best stories for him to go from playing some JV to the leading scorer in the GMC just the next year. That just shows his work ethic and how good he can be.
Bryson King from the mid-range, that's his game. A real offensive talent, and a timeout by Walnut Hills as the Comets have taken the lead at 10-9.
Nothing better than going in, first dead ball is underneath out of bounds and just knocking down the mid-range shot. That play, it's a play that's not set up for King. There's supposed to be another man curling off of that, but you know, Walnut Hills, maybe they keyed on that a little too much, maybe a little too much scouting there, and King was left open, and he's not someone you can keep open or let open from mid-range. As we see the 7-seeded Mason Comets, they had 5 losses this year. 3 of them, which you would say are the 3 best losses, to East twice and Fairfield by a combined 5 points. And then they had some slip-ups against Princeton and Hamilton, but I feel like one of the things they needed to work on was close games out better.
And that's the thing about the Comets this year. They were in every single game almost to the final buzzer this season. Could have very easily had 1 or 2 losses on that schedule. As Walnut Hills will take over possession out of the timeout. Pointer draws Max Johnson as the matchup.
That's Kellen Porter checking in for the first time now for Walnut Hills.
Devin Floyd as well, the 6'4" senior guard.
Pitcock in for Mason as well.
Bradford tries to drive and took too many steps.
You know, this is a very offensive lineup that Mason has in right now. They feel like Walnut Hills getting a lot of points out in transition. So I feel like half-court defense hasn't really been the problem as Borgman checks in for Walnut Hills. But with Bryson King and Max Johnson and Caleb Pitcock in, they're going to send Morton in now.
As Molnar will take a seat. Morton's been a huge part of this Comet team all year, averaging 13.5 on the season. As King will inbound it to Killens, a little full court pressure here from the junior Kellen Porter.
That's something Walnut Hills does. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't come with a full team, like a zone or a man full court press. They're just putting a little pressure on the ball.
And Coach Richards expecting the press in this game, hasn't gotten it yet. King outside, tries to drive. He's shut off and nearly turned the ball over, and he did. Colin Miller with the steal, and here come the Eagles. Pointer in transition. He'll slash into the corner. Miller for 3. Looked good off his fingertips, but it will go out of bounds to the Comets.
Yeah, a lot of points coming in transition on both sides. So the shot making ability so far that we know both teams have hasn't really been showcased just yet. But a lot of that is due to really good defense on both sides.
Morton outside. He draws the matchup with Miller. It's King on the wing. He's got Bradford on him. Pitcock, he'll take a 3. Off the mark, in and out. Rebound down to Bryson King, and he is blocked out of bounds. Trent Borgman.
That's what Pitcock does. Definitely the best shooter on the team, and he struggled a little bit this year. He went on a stretch where he was hitting them regularly. As Borgman, King just didn't see him from behind. Pitcock's going to check out now. Matthew Smith back in for the Comets.
A lot of size on this Walnut Hills team. Borgman, absolutely one of those players. Killens, beautiful cut to the basket, couldn't get it to go. Molnar on the ground, and here come the Eagles. Up ahead to Miller. He's shut off by Johnson. Back outside to Bradford. Underneath, Kellen Porter. 3 on the way, and it's good. Owen Murray from downtown. 12-10 lead for the Eagles.
The ball movement of Walnut Hills was unreal there. You know, it felt like everyone got a touch, inside and outside.
Offensive foul, it's going the other way. Smith got out of control going to the basket, and a turnover for the Comets.
We're going to look at it again. You see Bradford down to Murphy. And then Porter outside to Murray, and Murray, one of the best shooters in the city, knocks it down. And Walnut Hill fans are on their feet. Mason's got to slow it down a little bit.
12-10 lead for the Eagles. A little bit of momentum with 40 seconds to go in this first quarter.
You know, there's nothing that gets momentum going like offensively a three-pointer, defensively taking a charge.
Two gutsy plays from the Walnut Hills Eagles. Bradford surveys the defense. He's guarded by Eli Jordan. Comets strong defensively right now. The Eagles in no hurry.
You know, this shows the versatility of Eli Jordan. He can guard down low, or he can guard up top. He was guarding McKinley for a little bit there, now guarding Walnut Hill's smallest player in Bradford.
A little bit of miscommunication on the perimeter, and there's going to be a foul. McKinley had a wide open dive to the basket. And now they'll take over with 11 seconds remaining in the first.
Yeah, you never want to bail anyone out like that. I know in high school there's not a shot clock, so that's not as much of a factor.
Max Pointer checks in for Kellen Porter. The leading scorer is back on the floor for the Eagles. Miller gets it into Pointer, spins off Johnson, and nearly turned it over. Out of bounds to the Eagles. 7 seconds remain.
Walnut obviously going to hold for the last shot. If you're Mason, you know, you can't let them get or keep this momentum going in the second quarter.
Miller, good look at a three, off the mark. 3 seconds to go. Comets can get a shot off. Jordan will heave, off the mark. Back iron, it nearly went down for the Comets. A strong first quarter from both teams as Walnut Hills will carry a 12-10 lead into the second quarter. We will be right back with that action.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Comets win! Yeah!
Let's take a time out to talk about educational athletics. That means the school sports are an extension of the classroom. Student athletes earn the privilege of participation in sports by succeeding during the school day first, before they put on the team uniform after. Student athletes prove that with better attendance records, higher GPAs, and fewer discipline issues than non-student athletes. That's what it means to be a part of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
And welcome back into Lakota West High School, folks. We've got a great game on our hands as Walnut Hills has carried a 12-10 lead over the Mason Comets into the second quarter. As you see, Max Pointer slashing in. Great defense by the Comets, who come down with the rebound.
Sectional semifinal action in the first quarter didn't disappoint. Both teams, you know, working hard. Shot making wasn't at its premium, but
Smith nearly loses his footing. Killen's trying to get something going on the offensive end. Swings it to Molnar in the corner. He's met by McKinley, the 6'7" freshman.
I think it's good for Mason to finally slow down and run their offense.
Good cut by Morton underneath. He's met by McKinley. That size is extremely tantalizing for this Comets offense.
The team defense from Walnut Hills was near perfect there.
Morton will slash right by him and get that bucket to go. We are tied at 12. Beautiful drive from Alex Morton as McKinley just didn't have the foot speed to keep up with him there.
They're letting them play today on both sides. A lot of contact there, a lot of contact on a layup earlier from Molnar. But I think we've only seen 2 free throws so far from either team.
And just as you say that, Morton picks up a foul. That's his first. Got a little too bumpy on the perimeter.
Yeah, it does feel like they're calling them a little more on the perimeter than they are inside.
Miller will get it into Pointer. Pointer guarded by Jordan. 3, Murray, got it. Walnut Hills with a 3-point lead.
Murray and Miller, man, you can't let those two shoot. And they've been preaching that all week in practice, Mason was. And I'm sure Coach Richards isn't going to be too happy about those two. Miller took 210 shots this year, 185 of them were threes.
Killens with a beautiful runner, and he gets that one to go.
Yeah, but it'll be big for Killens to see one go down. Hopefully gets his confidence up a little bit.
McKinley outside, guarded by Molnar. Molnar's made life difficult for Tyler McKinley pretty much all night. He's been real physical with the freshman center. Miller.
Yeah, I talked about it before the game even started. McKinley is a freshman. He's not going to be used to that high school varsity tournament contact.
McKinley for three, a rare three taken by him. Killens has got a wide open run to the basket. McKinley nearly blocked that ball, and that's going to be called a jump ball.
I'm not sure.
And it's going to be Comet basketball.
Richards is beside himself right now. Thought that should maybe have been basket interference when McKinley smacked the backboard and shaked it up a little bit.
Looked like Smith just didn't get enough zip on that pass to Trey Killens as he had to kind of come back for it. But the Comets still will retain possession. Looking underneath, and a turnover. Deflection by the Eagles, and Jordan hadn't quite established himself back in bounds.
You know, that mistake by Smith, that's something in a tournament game like this against a team that's a better seed than you, that's a mistake you can't make. You have Killens wide open down the court, and Smith just didn't put enough on it. Those are mistakes Mason's going to have to fix.
It's the little things that can win and lose you championships at this time of the year. Bostic on the inside gets a good look from the mid-range. Off the mark, and Smith controls the rebound. And Ben, except for Miller and Murray, the jumpers are not falling for the Eagles as Trey Killens gets on the inside and gets the bucket to go, plus the foul.
Mason happy to finally get a call down low, and Killens is going to take it himself. His first shot went in just a little bit ago, and you can see the confidence staring at the rim, doesn't care about the contact. And he's going to have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
And we've talked about Killens a lot this season, and one of the things that he thrives on is just that confidence that he builds up throughout games as he misses that free throw there. But Killens thrives on that confidence, that chip on his shoulder that he's had for 4 years here as a part of this program.
The free throw shooting's been a problem all year for the Comets, and come tournament time, you know, that can be a serious issue. They've already missed a couple tonight.
Israel Bradford into the game. On the wing, Smith not giving Murray any looks. Borgman gets a beautiful cut to the basket. And just like that, Walnut Hills is back on top.
You know, beautifully run offense there from Walnut Hills. And Mason, they've practiced against that offense. They just got caught up in a screen there.
Killens off the mark. Jordan there for the rebound. Put back up, and he is fouled. Comets showing a lot of heart on that offensive glass right now.
You can kind of see the discipline on Walnut Hills. They're getting their points, you know, running their offense perfectly here. Borgman, not one of their most effective scorers, but Killens got caught up there. Didn't even see him coming. And then on Mason, it's just Eli Jordan, the offensive rebound, being tough there. So the discipline versus toughness has really been on display. But if you're Mason, you know, they're 1 for 4 from free throws so far. That's got to change.
Yeah, free throw shooting, always a big story in a lot of tournament basketball games. As Jordan misses the first there, he can tie it with this one. And he will. 17-17 with just under 5 to play in the second quarter.
You know, this is a crucial time here. They're kind of going back and forth. We'll see if anyone can get momentum going. Walnut Hills kind of had it at the end of the first. But, you know, quarters and halves are big momentum stoppers just because you're sitting for so long.
Pointer and Morton. Bradford now outside, guarded by Trey Killens. Bradford will go to work. Miller. Screen by Borgman. Split by Bradford. Miller in the corner. Johnson got out to contest that. Might have altered the shot just enough. Killens gets the rebound over Borgman and is pushing. Spin move to the basket. Thought he was fouled. No call. Pointer. And a foul on Matthew Smith. What a sequence of basketball that was.
We're going to take a look at that again. Trey Killens' outstanding spin move. And that's good defense there from Miller. And then Smith maybe got a little too aggressive there as he got slammed to the ground, but they're going to say he reached in first.
Smith will take a seat. That is his second foul, which could become a huge story in this game.
It hurts because last season, Mason's final game of the season, that tournament game against Lakota West, Matthew Smith kind of got in foul trouble, and Mason didn't have anyone to guard Julie and Mackey.
McKinley trying to get something going against Michael Molnar, but Molnar is locking him down right now. Murray for three. That would have been his third. He can't get that one to go. Here come the Comets. It's Jordan. Wisely will pull things back.
Yeah, Jordan gave him he missed, but he gave him a little too much room there. He's one of the best shooters. I've said this 3 times already. One of the best shooters in the city, if not the best. We talk about he's a McDonald's All-American. And takes a lot of threes, and that's just too much room for someone like that.
Jordan underneath. Killens guarded by Murray. It's Johnson. Morton with the size advantage over Bradford. He'll swing it back out to Max Johnson. Goes by McKinley. Tries to get that one to go off the backboard. But it will not fall, and that's going to be a foul. That one is going to go, it looks like, against Trey Killens. That's going to be his first.
Very fortunate that's only his first. And that's not the shot Mason wants. You can tell they're getting frustrated. You know, Mason's always built their offense on the fact that they're going to make defenses break down before they do. And they can't give in and bail the defense out with shots like that.
Another backdoor cut, and the Eagles are really getting a lot of good looks on those backdoor cuts. Another one there for Kellen Porter.
Mason's got to stay disciplined.
Killens slashes, back outside. 3-pointer on the way. Comets lead it. Trey Killens from downtown.
You know, it feels like with the pace of how this game's going, it feels like Walnut Hills has kind of got the more momentum, and it feels like they'd have the lead. But what Mason's doing so well is just they're getting so many points off scrappy plays, and finally able to knock down a 3 like that can change their whole offense.
Murray for 3, off the mark. McKinley tries to tap it out. He's down on the ground. Here come the Comets. Morton, Jordan slashing, puts it up, can't get it to go. Molnar and Murray was out of bounds. They're going to call that off of the Comets.
I didn't know Murray was a Comet here. They're saying Murray was out of bounds and it touched him. But somehow that's going to be Mason's ball.
A confusing call here, and the refs are going to get together.
Walnut Hills ball.
And they are going to stick with that call.
It's interesting because the ball never hit out of bounds. They're going to say it was out of bounds because Murray touched it. But then if it's Murray touching it, then it feels like it should be out of bounds, Walnut Hills. But, you know, we're not college commentators, so we're not going to get that explanation from the referees like they do sometimes. So I'm sure there's something we didn't see. Just a bit of a confusing call there.
Killens riding points are all the way down the floor. McKinley trying to get something going. Molnar is going to get a foul called on him. And it's going to send McKinley to the free throw line. That's the 7th foul on the Comets. And that's the 2nd on Michael Molnar, and we're going to see Bryson King check in.
It's foul trouble. Molnar and Jordan, we talk about their aggressiveness down low, but that can also lead to fouls. Both of them have been prone to foul trouble.
McKinley on the season, 45% from the free throw line. Not the guy the Eagles want at the line. As he misses, King tried to get the board. Foul on Colin Miller, and it's going the other way.
Just as we talk about how Walnut Hills, the referees haven't been calling a lot of fouls, you know, it seems like they've been calling to try to make up for it a little bit here in the last few minutes.
Swallowed their whistles early on, but they are back out well and alive in this 2nd quarter with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Jordan pestered by McKinley on the perimeter. Tries to go by him, gets it to King. King shut off by Porter. The Eagles thought he traveled. Killens trying to go one-on-one. Pointer fouled him.
That's going to be...
Looks like that's the first on Max Pointer. That's going to be the 6th foul on the Eagles.
So one more foul. That will put Mason in the bonus. And right now, Mason, you just want to slow it down. Get a good shot. Run your offense. Maybe get a 3 from Caleb Pitcock or something down low from Morton.
Killens, spin move in the lane. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Tapped around. Jordan pulls down the rebound. Pitcock outside. Jordan got McKinley on him. Killens.
Jordan's been working on the boards, and it's bigger than it looks for Mason, because not all their shots have been going in off those rebounds, but it wears Walnut Hills down. It makes them have to play defense for longer, and you never want to be playing defense for that long.
Morton slashing in. He'll head to the free throw line. Alex Morton with a lot of gutsy drives to the basket in this game.
Yeah, that's what he does. He leads the GMC in free throw attempts. So we're going to look at it here.
Definitely a foul there on Devin Floyd as Morton knocks down the first free throw. Morton on the season 71.7% from the free throw line. And with 56 seconds to go, the Comets have a 2-point lead.
Max Johnson going to check in now for Mason. Offensive defense substitution as Pitcock comes out. And 2 for 2 from the line from Morton. That's big. You know, is Walnut Hills going to hold for the last shot here? What do you think?
I mean, 50 seconds to go. That's a lot of time to roll down. The Eagles have played a fast-paced offense tonight. Porter on the outside is guarded by Johnson. Pointer has had a quiet first half, as well as Tyler McKinley.
Yep, and it's the shooters that have been getting everything done for Mason and for Walnut Hills, and the defense there from Mason and Alex Morton.
Alex Morton, another one of the more talented defenders on this Comet team, flustering the senior Devin Floyd there.
You know, Morton has the gifts defensively, and it was all about him putting the work in. Obviously, he's very lengthy, tall athlete, very quick. And he put the work in this offseason. He's improved defensively tremendously. Another guy who played JV last year. So Mason's 2 leading scorers are both JV guys from last year.
Pitcock outside. Good look at a 3 for him. Just a bit short. King fighting for the rebound. Killens brings it down.
Wise play by Killens, not forcing that, getting the last shot now.
He'll drive in with 3 seconds. That ball's off the mark. McKinley.
They're going to say
there's going to be a foul called here. And that's going to be
that is not what you want at the end of the half.
And
fighting for a rebound. It's going to give Walnut Hills 2 free throws.
A 1-and-1 opportunity for the Eagles. Going to give them a little momentum possibly heading in.
Kellen Porter is very disciplined, doesn't miss a lot of free throws too, so that's not who you want to send to the line.
It looks like they're going to call.
Not the biggest guy down there, but you saw Porter with the position he got, and he's a hard worker, a good shooter. Guy, I had the pleasure of playing some summer ball with him as he knocks down the first.
Big free throw there. Trims the Comet lead to 2 with 0.4 seconds remaining. As he hits the second, Comets with just enough time to catch and shoot. Matt Johnson will do just that. And that will fall short as the Comets, with an impressive performance in the first half, a 22-21 lead, led of course by Trey Killens. We will be back with the second half action as the Comets with a 22-21 lead here in this sectional semifinal matchup.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again. Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do it like that, Uncle Drew.
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that.
You just did the same.
Gotta get the boys.
Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/firedrill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Hi, I'm Nick Foligno of the Columbus Blue Jackets. From the youth leagues all the way up to the NHL, sportsmanship is one thing that we can all have in common. The thrill of competing is great, but how we compete is important. Sports can teach kids so many more lessons than just winning and losing, and we can all make this experience a positive one that builds character and makes memories that last a lifetime. In the stands and on the ice, we can all do our part to make this a great event. Together, let's all respect the game.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
If I play sports for my school, I'll learn how to be part of a team.
I will have more friends. I will be active now and when I'm a grown-up.
I will learn how to work hard. I'll have better attendance.
I'll learn how to overcome adversity. I'll be more likely to go to college. I will learn how to get along with others. If I play sports for my school. If I play sports for my school. If I play sports for my school.
I must learn to be a good student during school if I want to put on my uniform after school.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it. In for the Comets score. Win. Comets win. Yeah.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
And welcome back into Lakota West High School. We've got a great matchup through one half for you. The Walnut Hills Eagles trail the Mason Comets by a score of 22-21. And for both teams, it's really been the defense that's been the story. Trey Killen's the leading scorer for the Comets with 9 as we take a look at the bracket here. As earlier today, we saw Lakota West pulling that upset on number 4 Fairfield. The winner of this game will go to match up against the Firebirds in the sectional championship game. And Ben, the story tonight has really been the physicality of both teams, just getting a lot of balls down low, not a lot of foul calls early on in this game. In the second half, we saw that pick up a little bit. Very emotional game for both teams.
I mean, yeah, it's possibly the last game for a lot of these guys' careers. A little bit different story. Walnut Hills is a very younger team. Obviously, McKinley, one of their stars, he's only a freshman. On Mason, though, they're 10 varsity-only guys. 8 of those are seniors, only 2 juniors. So, you know, Mason, they've got a good JV team, but they got to rely on that next year. And, you know, I mean, that's not too unreliable. You saw that JV team and that great coach Popwell produced Trey Killens, produced Alex Morton, the 2 leading scorers this year. So.
Eagles take over on offense to start the second half as Bostic has it. Pointer on the outside. Miller guarded by Killens. He knocked down a 3 in the first half. Bostic with Morton on him. Not a lot of movement offensively for the Eagles. Comets with a strong defensive possession to begin things. Bostic with a jumper. Matthew Smith pulls down the rebound. Killens will take over on offense.
Killens maybe got a little lucky there. He didn't get back quick enough. He got for that double team. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, maybe try to go for a steal there. Nothing wrong with that. But you got to hustle back to your man because you're going to have guys help. It's kind of chain reaction. When someone helps off their man, then their guy has to get some help.
Morton outside. Excuse me, that's Molnar. Thought about the 3. Kicks it to Eli Jordan in the corner. Molnar up top, guarded by Bostic. Surveys the defense, gets it to Killens. Mismatch here with McKinley. Jordan thought about the 3.
I wanted to see Killens take advantage of that, but with Walnut Hill's switch defense, looks like Murray's back on him.
Good team defense by both teams to begin this second half.
Yeah, and you said that perfectly. It's defense, but it's team defense. You know, there's not really one standout defensively on either side because both teams are so balanced. And it's just everyone. Help defense has been great.
Killens for three, off the mark. Got a good look over Pointer, couldn't knock it down. Here come the Eagles. Bostic with a roll to the rim. He couldn't pull down that layup. Molnar with the board.
You know, that's big. Missed opportunity for Walnut Hills.
Killens all the way. Off the backboard. Comets extend the lead to 3.
Yep, Trey Killens, exactly what they want. You know, he was kind of off balance there. That wasn't the perfect setup for a layup. And Morton with the steal.
Morton steals it. Jordan in transition. He's got a free look at the basket. Up, and he couldn't pull down the layup. Here comes Murray in transition. A blown opportunity for the Comets as Jordan had a really good look at that layup.
Jordan, very athletically gifted, great all-around athlete, and he plays tough inside, great on defense, but he doesn't have a whole lot of basketball experience, and that's when you make simple mistakes like that.
McKinley outside, guarded by Molnar, who's done a fantastic job on the 6'7" freshman, but he just uses his athleticism there to power to the basket and gets that one to go.
Yeah, to be 6'7" and to be that athletic, you know how bright of a future he's going to have if he polishes his skills a little bit.
He's got 3 more years as a part of this program ahead of him, only a freshman. Morton slashing in. Jordan outside, had a good look at a 3 there, decides not to take it over McKinley.
I want to see him take that. You know, maybe he's a little discouraged right now. Confidence is low because of that missed layup, but that's a shot he can knock down. And as not only a shooter, but anyone on the court, you got to have a short-term memory loss for stuff like that.
Gorgeous cut to the basket by Molnar, and that's what beat up the Comets in that first half, giving the Eagles a little taste of their own medicine on that play right there.
And that he's a lot like Jordan in the sense, very athletic, multi-sport athlete, but he has that basketball experience. Been playing all his life, got some varsity time last year, dealt with injuries.
Staying in front of McKinley. It's an offensive foul. And just as you talked about that experience, that's a real experience play there from Molnar. Drawing the charge on McKinley.
Yeah, that takes toughness inside that nice layup, kind of awkward position. And then it takes toughness to put your body on the line with this charge. But he is the quarterback of this Mason team. And basketball, football, not even his best sport included in that is baseball. Spectacular shortstop and center fielder for the Mason baseball team, and he looks to go to college for that once he is a senior next year.
Smith will slash. Comets looking to get to the basket. Molnar off the mark. What an unbelievable start to the second half that would have been for Michael Molnar, as Porter will push in transition. Smith meets him.
Can't let that kill momentum, though. You know, it's a tough shot. Molnar can't shoot that 3, but it's not one he's taken, you know, multiple times a game.
McKinley hands it off to Porter. Colin Miller outside the sharpshooter. Porter trying to go to work. It's Israel Bradford now, guarded by Eli Jordan. Outside, Pointer, their leading scorer, trying to slash in. Killens with a spectacular defensive play. Morton with McKinley. Off the backboard, no, it won't fall. Miller, and you've got Pointer wide open on the other end. Smith, unbelievable. What a block by Matthew Smith, but a foul is called, and Pointer is gonna head to the free throw line. Matthew Smith with the defensive play of the year.
That's a call. You never know what you're going to get with a referee. He was all clean up top, but they say he got him with the body. And, you know, it's usually a matter of what came first, and I hate to say it, but I think there was a little body contact before the block. So that's going to send Pointer to the line, and Pointer doesn't miss a lot of free throws.
Either way, a fantastic defensive play by Matt Smith, forcing Pointer to earn these points at the free throw line for sure.
I mean, yeah, perfectly. He makes him earn it. You know, even a foul there would have been good, but thought he had a clean block.
Smith with the eye of the tiger going up to pin that one against the backboard. Not a play you see from a high school player very often. Pointer's second free throw is good. Bryson King now checking in for Michael Molnar. That is also Matthew Smith's third foul of this game. That is a huge turning point as the Comets lose their defensive leader with 3.5 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, Max Johnson's going to be the one checking in for him. And, you know, he can play some defense. He's a shortstop going to play D1 baseball at Indiana, great program. So he can move his feet, and he knows what he's doing.
Killens slashing in, got a good look, can't get it to go. Not a lot of layups falling for the Comets, not taking advantage of those opportunities. Here comes Porter in transition. Gave the three-pointer a look. Bradford now will reset outside. Looks over to the head coach for the play.
You know, they're going to give Molnar a rest because you don't want to get him in foul trouble, and it's a good time right now because McKinley's out.
Borgman is blocked by Jordan. Good team defense by Bryson King and Eli Jordan. And that's going to be a foul.
Yep, good job. Trey Killens, the third person coming in there, getting the ball. A lot of contact, finally got the foul. We're going to look at it again.
That is going to be Colin Miller's third foul of this game, and that is a huge loss offensively for the Eagles. Owen Murray is going to check into this game.
And McKinley's checking in now, and as soon as you see that, here comes Michael Molnar right back in the game.
Pointer also will take a seat as Borgman stays on the floor. King will inbound it to Killens with 3 minutes to go in this thriller of a matchup here in the second round.
Walnut's going with a little bit 2-3 zone here. Something Mason's not used to. You know, GMC teams, they play tight pressure defense, man defense.
Molnar outside.
And you know, the ECC is kind of the opposite. They like to play some slow basketball, slow it down. Very skilled shooters, very crafty players inside.
Killens gets a good look at a three. Short on that one. Borgman with the rebound.
And that's one of those shots I think Walnut's going to be happy with him taking, but
McKinley running the floor, gets the bucket to go. Max Johnson outside. Trey Killens.
If you're Mason, you just got to slow it down. It's been at a pretty slow pace so far. It's hard with Smith out.
Comets trail by 1. 2 minutes to go. Killens in the corner, guarded by Murray. Killens has had a hard time getting shots from the basket to go. Dive underneath to King. He couldn't control it, and he stepped out of bounds. Was not ready for that pass from Max Johnson.
You know, it's hard coming off the bench like that, but he was calling for that pass, and when you're calling for it, you got to be ready for it once it comes to you. Definitely a play King can make, just a little bit of a mishap there, but it'll cost him, and it'll take him right out of the game.
Bradford will bring it up. Eagles hold the lead. 1 point deficit for the Comets. Bradford trying to go to the basket, steps back, outside. That's Murray. Porter for three, off the mark, too strong. Foul on McKinley.
You know, the refs really seem to be making up for that first quarter where they let him play. Calling a lot of fouls here and a lot of just, you know, low IQ fouls on both teams. Porter wanted that, a little over anxious. That's why it was so long. I'm not sure where the foul was there on McKinley.
Great defense by Max Johnson, probably forced Porter put a little bit more arc under that shot. And it went too strong as Killens brings the ball up for the Comets.
Mason's going back to a man defense, or Walnut Hill's going back to a man defense as Pitcock checks into the game, one of the best shooters on the team.
Pitcock nearly got a good look for three, but Owen Murray was there for the contest. Killens trying to slash. Good look at the bucket. Comets back on top. Trey Killens. And a timeout. Coach Richards.
No, they call that on, Walnut Hill's called a timeout there. Richards got lucky. He would have a timeout there, but he gets a timeout without having to spend one. And the crafty move from Trey Killens. Bradshaw and Borgman just ran into each other. All made possible by Killens. As we're going to take a look at Walnut Hills, the season they've had.
Yeah, the Eastern Cincinnati Conference champions, finishing with a 12-2 record in that conference. Their one non-conference loss coming to the Moeller Crusaders as they hold a 17-3 record coming into this game.
I don't think you can be too unhappy with a loss to the Moeller Crusaders this year. #1 in the state, #1 seed coming into the OHSAA tournament.
A lot of talented players on that Moeller squad, led by the Indiana commit Logan Duncombe, as well as the Richmond commit Aiden Noyes. As we're going to take another look at the bracket, we see it updated here with Lakota West pulling that upset earlier. You got Centerville at the top of the bracket going up against Belmont. Centerville, of course, led by their young star, Gabe Cups, the sophomore. As we check back in for some action, as Israel Bradford will bring it up as the Comets hold a 1 point lead with just under a minute to go in this third quarter.
Mason's got to keep rebounding. They're playing really good half-court defense, but there's not much you can do about that when you're not, don't put a hand up.
Owen Murray from downtown gets that one to go. That's the first three-pointer we've seen from either team in a long time in this game. Killens outside. Morton will slash. Back outside to Johnson. Good ball fake. He gets a look at a three. Off the mark. Rebound down to Murray. 2 big plays from him. 20 seconds to go.
Porter's just going to be content with slowing it down here. They definitely want the last shot, and if they can go into this fourth quarter with a multiple possession lead, that's going to be big for the Eagles.
Johnson with some great defense, forcing Porter near the end line. Porter takes a three off the mark, put back up and in. Borgman, no. Rebound, and there's going to be a foul on the floor.
Who's that going to be on?
That's going to be, I think, on Borgman as Molnar took a tumble. That won't matter. Nobody will be shooting free throws here, but Borgman.
I think they called that on Michael Molnar, and that's third, so that's big, but luckily we're going to the fourth quarter.
That is going to be on Molnar.
You know, Morton got lucky there. No one was near Borgman, and that just can't happen. Oh, Molnar maybe with the reach, but they're calling a lot here in this second and third quarter.
2-point lead for the Eagles. As we saw that Owen Murray three. He's been on fire from downtown in this game. Comets facing a 2-point deficit. Coach Richards trying to get his team prepared for this fourth quarter. We've seen a back and forth affair pretty much all game.
And 2 great coaches, and that's going to come out in the fourth quarter. It's a coaching matchup. Ricardo Hill on Walnut Hillside, Greg Richards for Mason, both guys that have been around the game for a long time. And it's going to come up to Killens, and I feel like Walnut Hill is going to come up a lot to Pointer. You know, both of them have been relatively quiet so far.
It really is the guards that tend to take over in the final minute of big games. As it will be Comets basketball to begin this fourth quarter. Jordan will inbound. So you've got Miller, McKinley, Porter, Murray, and Pointer on the floor to begin the fourth for the Eagles.
Mason going with their starting lineup. Molnar, Smith, Morton, Killens, Jordan.
Smith's got 3 fouls. Mid-range jumper, way off the mark. Looked like it might have slipped out of his hands there. He's
got to keep his head up if you're Smith. Can't let this get to you. You know, he's been sitting for a while with 3 fouls in foul trouble.
Pointer slashes. McKinley underneath. Got it to go. 2-possession lead for the Eagles. And in a game like this, that is huge.
Perfect play from Pointer.
Killens trying to push it up the floor, was shut off by Porter. Outside, Matt Smith, the senior.
They're calling a foul on. That one's going to be on Murray. We're going to look at it. Perfect play from Pointer, getting around Jordan. That drew the help from Michael Molnar.
Honestly, lucky.
Yeah, lucky they didn't get a foul with all they've been calling. Luckily that wasn't the 4th on Molnar.
Timeout here, I believe by Coach Richards, as he's talking to his team.
Very animated right now. You know this team, you know what they're capable of, and we haven't necessarily seen it all in the second half. You know, they didn't get shots to fall in the first half, but they played hard, and they got a lot of scrappy buckets. But we haven't been seeing that so much in the third quarter, and a lot of that's due to Walnut Hills picking it up a little bit. But if you're Mason, you got to get back to that style.
Coach Richards trying to ignite that fire in his Comets team. As we break from the timeout, it will be Comet basketball after the foul on Murray, as Killens was trying to go to the basket. 7:24 remaining in the fourth. They'll inbound it to Killens. Killens trying to get something going on Porter, and Porter's playing really good defense on him right now. Killens stops in the lane, back iron, and a foul. That's going to be the second one on Murray in just under 30 seconds of game time.
You can see how bad Trey Killens wants to win this game. He's fighting hard, got that offensive rebound there. You know, and didn't let the contact phase him. They were lucky enough to call it.
Molnar in the corner, guarded by Murray. And a foul is going to go on the Comets. That's Eli Jordan on the illegal screen.
If you're Mason, you got to slow the momentum down. A 3-point possession lead, or a 3-possession lead, excuse me, can be big.
Pointer going to the basket. That's an easy layup for Max Pointer.
You know, Mason didn't want to help as much there because you saw what happened last possession when McKinley got an open layup. But if you're Mason, you got to find a good balance, and you got to have help defense all around. You got to have rotation to get down to McKinley when McKinley's man has to help.
Comets offensively stalling right now. Haven't had a field goal since the third quarter. Molnar from the mid-range. Backboard and in.
You know, it's funny. He sounds like a 40-year-old man talking about how much he loves his bank shot. We haven't seen it as much this year, but it came in one of the most crucial points of the season. 6 minutes to play, a lot of time.
Killens with the defense on Pointer. Eagles wanted a foul. There will be a foul, not on the shot. Pointer got a good look at the basket, but couldn't get that one to go.
We're going to take a look at that again. Richards very unhappy with that call. Good defense from Killens there. And it's just a matter of positioning.
That is going to be the fourth foul on Matthew Smith, as Max Johnson will check in.
You know, it's tough when that's happening, when you're just playing hard, but for Smith, it's just a matter of not getting great position early enough. And unfortunately, it's looking like too much of a story as we saw last year with Smith being benched with some fouls in a crucial tournament game. A travel on McKinley first as there was some contact.
Molnar stood in there and took that contact. McKinley with the travel, though, as the Comets force the turnover and will take over possession, down 2 possessions. Just over 6 minutes to play in this final quarter of this really thrilling matchup between these two talented basketball teams.
Yeah, Molnar put his body on the line once again. It didn't phase him. Didn't end up mattering, but you know, got lucky enough there that there was a travel. Maybe they would have cut a block.
Molnar outside. Bostic checks into the game. Killens. Porter really getting up into his jersey right now.
Now Porter's earning his minutes right now. He's usually their 6th, 7th man, but he's playing all those crucial minutes because of his defense.
Jordan outside. Tries to go by Bostic. Gets it down low. Molnar underneath. Blocked by McKinley. Back up. Blocked by McKinley again. Taken by McKinley. Here comes Bostic in transition. Euro step. Plus the foul. You could count that one. Bostic with a huge play. Gets the and one to go.
Walnut Hills looks like they're starting to play tougher, and Richards is losing it right now. Really unhappy, thought there should have been a foul call down low. A lot of contact there, but no call.
Johnson tried to take that charge in transition on Bostic. Didn't go his way, and now the Comets face a 6-point deficit. Coach Richards with the timeout.
You know, it's really unfortunate for Mason. They didn't get back in transition, though, and Walnut Hills, they're just using that momentum to carry them, to carry their energy a little bit. Richards was very animated after that sequence, really unhappy with the foul call. Very lucky he didn't get a technical. They gave him a warning. And if you're Mason here, you got to ride this energy that Richards is giving you. They can play as hard as we know they can, and they can play a little more poised down low. But just an unfortunate series of events there from Molnar. There was a lot of contact. You got to keep playing, though. It's a tournament basketball.
As we've seen on that last play, 2 of the younger players on this Walnut Hills team, Javion Bostic, the sophomore, follows up the Tyler McKinley block with that Euro step and one over Max Johnson. As Walnut Hills out of the timeout, 5:32 to go in this fourth quarter with a 6-point lead.
Bostic's been kind of quiet today.
Bostic only with a couple points on the game today. Some huge ones, though, as he gets that free throw to go, and the lead is 7. Johnson in the corner, thought about the 3.
You don't want to rush anything if you're Mason.
Johnson, Killens, one-on-one with Porter, trying to get into the lane, doesn't. Johnson with a 3. Big time shot from Max Johnson, the senior. Knocks down a huge 3, and the lead is cut back down to 2 possessions.
You know, that just changes momentum, and Mason got to get a stop here, got to ride that.
Miller, guarded by Pidcock, tried to go with the handoff, turnover. Max Johnson in transition, got an easy run to the basket. Is blocked, but a foul is called.
Yeah, Porter's not going to be happy about that one, but they call that one on Smith on the other side, so, you know, it's kind of, you got to call it both ways. just the consistency. But both Johnson and Pidcock, you know, it's hard with two hands in there. And Johnson tried to stay poised. Porter had that, but just the contact down low, once again, it was more about the body than it was up top.
Johnson, 2 huge free throws upcoming for him, as Porter with a huge defensive play just doesn't go his way. As Johnson in and out on the first free throw. Johnson on the season, one of their more reliable free throw shooters at 80%. Can't get that first one to go, but this is the big one. This is the one that could cut it to one possession, as Max Johnson in these last 30 seconds of game time has made 2 enormous plays for this Comet team. If he can cash in right here with some points. And he does, right through the net. Lead is cut back down to 3. Momentum shifting a little bit, you know, towards the Comets.
1 for 2 is better than nothing, but if you're the Comets, you kind of look back at this and wonder how much free throws have to do with it.
Bradford guarded by Killens, giving him a little bit of a forearm there. McKinley outside, guarded by Molnar. Gonna try and go one-on-one, and a turnover, and the Comets can't take advantage as that ball is off of them and out of bounds. Walnut Hills with a break there as McKinley trying to go one-on-one with Molnar there.
If you're Mason, you got to calm down. As Walnut Hills is going to take a timeout. That's probably good for Mason. But you got to keep this momentum for Mason. As McKinley tried to do a little too much, Molnar got crossed up a little bit, lost it though, and Killens just trying to come get the ball from Morton.
Morton looked like he just dribbled it off of Killens' foot there. A little bit of miscommunication, but can't let that get to you if you're the Comets. Right here, you need a strong defensive possession like you've got so many in this game. Right now is the time for that. You got another one in you.
We're going to look at Max Johnson's shot here. Really big momentum changer, a game changer. Mason only down 1 possession now. The poise to knock it down, the pass from Trey Killens. And then the defense from Johnson as well. You know, this will result in 1 point from the foul on Porter. Porter can get up though.
Definitely some body contact underneath on Porter, just like there was on that chase down block earlier in this one by Matt Smith.
You can't be upset with either call as long as they're going to call that consistent. So Mason's got to get a stop here.
Huge offensive and defensive possession in this game with 4 minutes and 29 seconds to go. A 3-point advantage for the Eagles.
Yeah, when it comes to basketball, that's a lot of time.
Murray, good look at a 3. Are you serious? Owen Murray from downtown. What a shot from the corner.
That's big. Right out of a timeout.
Knocked out of bounds off of Owen Murray. Good defensive play.
And that's nothing on defense for Murray. That is just Murray, just being one of the best shooters we've seen in a long time here. Pidcock's going to check in for some offense for Mason. And Coach Hill's giving a lot of love to Murray, as that puts it at a 2-possession game now, still 4:15 left to play.
His only points in this game have been from that 3-point line. Morton, one-on-one with Miller, trying to go straight up, can't get it to go. Molnar put back, and he's going to be shooting 2 free throws. Gutsy play underneath by Michael Molnar.
Molnar's really been the energizer everywhere for Mason. A good look there into Morton, because you knew he could get up and get that ball, but good defense from Miller.
6-point lead for the Eagles. Molnar at the free throw line. His first free throw is down, and the lead is cut to 5. Eli Jordan going to check in the game here for Caleb Pidcock. Little offense for defense substitution here.
We saw what Max Johnson can do with that steal. Now Pidcock was also in on that too, so he's not a terrible option either. And Michael Molnar, 2 clutch free throws, 4-point game now.
Going to be a foul on Johnson there, as he was just riding Pointer's hip all the way up the floor. It's going to be the second on Johnson, 4 minutes, 6 seconds to play. Next foul by the Comets should send the Eagles into the bonus.
Yeah, we know Pointer's going to be a big part of their game coming out of the wire. That's why Johnson's playing so closely on him, just a little too aggressive on that last play.
Bostic outside. Gets it over to Miller. McKinley up top. Pointer, the leading scorer for this team, guarded by Johnson. Bostic, guarded by Morton, gonna try and go one-on-one. Looks over to Coach Hill for the play. He's gonna try and go one-on-one. Murray gets it right back to him. Tried to get the switch there, they didn't get it. McKinley now, down low underneath to Pointer. Gets a good look at the basket. Count that one. Pointer slashing in, and Johnson fouled him.
Little bit of NBA continuation foul there. As Johnson got him down there. Looks like the foul was there.
He was trying to foul him on the floor, it looked like, but Pointer gets all the way to the basket, gets that one to go, and the lead is back up to 6 as he'll head to the free throw line with a chance to make it 7.
Smith's gonna check back in. He's coming in for Molnar, and he cannot pick up his 5th foul.
And Smith, of course, comes into this game, like you said, with 4 fouls. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to play. Desperation time for the Comets at this point, as they are now down 7 points after that free throw by Pointer.
Walnut Hills is knocking down their free throws, and that's something they don't do as effectively. They're a 62% free throw shooting team coming in.
Outside, Morton, good look in the corner, got the 3-pointer to go. Lead cut to 4, and the Comets are punching back right now. Coach Richards loves what he's seeing on that sideline.
Mason just does not want to go away too easily here. And they're doing that with big time shots.
Bostic tried to drive on Morton, and Morton shut him off. 3 minutes to play now.
We'll see if they can convert defensively.
Pointer trying to drive. Offensive foul. Max Johnson steps in and takes that huge charge.
Charges have been what Coach Richards has been preaching all year after we see this Alex Morton 3, you know. Little miscommunication, but also teams have been laying off Morton. He hasn't taken a lot of 30s this year, but we know he can knock him down. There's 2:40 left to play. Mason's got a chance to cut it to 1 possession.
Killens outside, guarded by Porter. Porter, of course, with that fantastic defensive play earlier in this 4th quarter. Bostic, Matt Smith on him, and a timeout by the Comets. Down by 4 with 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in this game. Both teams will be shooting free throws the rest of the way on any foul call.
And Richards just wants to, I think he's going to come out with a set play here. Kind of slow his team down, kind of calm them down. They were doing a nice job of slowing down the pace. But if they can get an easy shot off a set play here, that could be big to cut it to 1 possession.
Any basket here for the Comets would be huge, cutting that lead back down to 2 possessions. And it seems like Walnut Hills has just punched and punched and punched at the Comets, and they just have not gone away in this 4th quarter, as their lead was as big as 7, and the Comets have it back down to 4. As we will take another look at the bracket here. Both teams playing for that opportunity to play Lakota West in that sectional championship game. Lakota West upsetting Fairfield earlier on today, 60-52, led by Nathan Dudukovic and Kelvin Turner, 2 of the top scorers in the GMC all year for Lakota West.
Yeah, it's tough. They're a tough matchup, but Matthew Smith, reigning GMC Defensive Player of the Year, has done a really well job on Dudukovic in both games. And the first time they played him, we didn't really know all that much about Lakota West. We didn't know about Kelvin Turner yet. Lakota West definitely wasn't playing their best basketball at the time. So I think that second win means a little more. Hopefully they have a chance to beat him a 3rd time.
Killens outside. Johnson. Smith. Pitcock. Got to look at a 3, side of the rim. And that would have been huge for the Comets.
It's a deep 3, but it's a 3 that I don't think Mason's too unhappy with him taking. His range that he's shown this year has been unreal, as they're going to take him out for a defense-offense substitution.
Pitcock, an extremely talented shooter. Smith will take a seat.
Kind of same defense-offense substitution. It's funny to hear Smith going out for defense, but it is because of those 4 fouls.
Pointer gets it up to Miller, throws it to Bostic. Bostic will pull it back out. Double teamed.
Good ball movement from Walnut Hills, but good rotation from Mason on the defensive side as well.
Pointer guarded by Johnson. Murray, he's been the marksman all night for this Walnut Hills team. Colin Miller, the other sharpshooter for this team, deflected by Morton. 1:49 to play. That's going to be a block on Johnson.
Yeah, you want to take charges, but I don't know if that's necessarily the situation that you wanted in, and that's going to send Pointer to the line too, and he doesn't miss many free throws. He didn't have good position there. Pointer was trying to go around him, not through him.
Pointer at the line, shooting the 1-and-1 as that's Matthew Smith checking in for Eli Jordan. Pointer, perfect from the free throw line tonight. Has a chance to get the lead back up to 5 or 6 for Walnut Hills. First free throw on the way, too strong. Comets get the defensive stop.
Got to capitalize on mistakes like that from Walnut Hills.
Killens, guarded by Bostic. Molnar outside, thought about the three. Killens will take the three. Got it! Trey Killens. Ice water in the veins, knocks down a huge three, and the lead all of a sudden is cut to 1.
Oh, it's a different ball game now, 1:30 to go. Morton can't get too handsy there. Big possession defensively for Mason, and if Walnut Hills can extend this lead a little more, McKinley has it up top.
McKinley stranded up top. Johnson with the steal. In transition, here he comes. Pointer was out of bounds, and the Comets will get an offensive possession here. Down by 1 with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go as Max Johnson has made a couple huge defensive plays in this fourth quarter for the Comets.
If you're Mason, good things will happen for you defensively when McKinley has it up top. He's not necessarily the best ball handler on the court. And Johnson recognizing that, coming over to trap that, knowing that all McKinley could get off was a handoff and not letting it happen.
Smith in the corner, guarded by Porter.
Killens calling for it.
Outside, Pointer on him, trying to drive, gets a shot up. Count it! Plus the foul, Trey Killens gets that one to go, and the Comets take the lead. 56 seconds to play.
Trey Killens has been living for this moment. He's been working all offseason, the toughness. He's been working out. He's been putting shots up, and he's got a chance to give Mason the 2-point lead here.
What a play by the GMC's leading scorer, and he'll head to the free throw line with an opportunity to give the Comets the lead.
Mason fans are on their feet.
Killens knocks it down. 2-point lead for the Comets. Walnut Hills falling apart in these last couple minutes. A 9-0 run, and the Comets are feeling that momentum right now with 51 seconds to go. In control.
And the frustration on Walnut Hill's side, Ricardo Hill not very happy with this team. And this is where it comes down. What's Walnut Hills going to draw up right now? You know, it's not necessarily time to hold for one shot, so it'll come down to the free throw game. And we know Mason struggled with that a little bit this year, but Mason's got to get a stop before they even want to get to that point. And Killens knock it down to 3, unlimited range. And Pointer just fell asleep a little bit. And Killens knew he wanted to score before the help even got to him. It didn't matter to him. All it did was give him an extra point.
We saw Killens come get that ball from Smith on the outside. He wanted that moment, and he got it, took advantage of it. Comets with a 2-point lead. And if you're the Eagles, you got to think they're going to try and get it into the hands of Max Pointer, or if they're going for the lead, it's almost certainly going to go into the hands of the sharpshooter Owen Murray, already knocking down 4 threes in this game, including that acrobatic shot from the corner early on in this quarter.
And that's the hard thing about if you're Mason. They have so many guys, so many different players that can do something if you're Walnut Hills. McKinley inside, the sharpshooter, but 2 sharpshooters in Miller and Murray. And then Pointer, their leading scorer.
Here we go. In for Bostic. He's come alive in this fourth quarter, trying to get it to Murray. Comets knew it. Double team. Bostic might have walked there. No call. Pointer on the outside, guarded by Max Johnson. Johnson's done a fantastic job on him in the fourth. Killens tried to jump that passing lane, doesn't get it. Pointer trying to drive. Goes around. Bucket. No. Pointer rebound. Back up, and he is fouled. 27.8 seconds to go. And Pointer's going to head to the free throw line.
And that's where McKinley was important on offense there. He sealed Molnar initially. Molnar was able to get there, though. But then that tip, Mason couldn't grab it. that foul's not the worst thing that can happen if you're a Comet fan. At least he didn't get the N1. If you're going to foul in that situation, you got to foul him hard.
That is the 5th foul on Max Johnson.
You know, and if this game ends up going to overtime, that's going to be crucial. Caleb Pickhock's going to have to play some defense. You know, last year started off with a lot of playing time, 6th or 7th man for the Comets, only as a junior. But then he saw his struggles defensively and really worked on that this offseason. Hopefully that'll pay off if needed. Pointer's got 2 big shots, though.
Got the first. 27.8 to go. This is the big one. This can tie the game for Walnut Hills. Comets with 2 timeouts remaining. The Eagles with 1. Pointer at the line. Got the second. Here we go.
Last shot if you're the Comets. That's all I'm saying. Don't want to give Walnut Hills a chance.
Trey Killens
and
on the outside.
It's interesting they're not putting Porter on him.
Smith now. Bostic. They're trying. Smith doubled. Gets it to Molnar. 10 seconds remaining. Smith trying to slash. Back outside. Pitcock thought about it. Molnar underneath. And he is fouled. 3.5 seconds to go. Michael Molnar with 2 huge free throws coming up. Tie game at 45. As we take a look at that dish
Beautiful
by Caleb
look
Pitcock.
from Pitcock. And put just enough power on it to have some accuracy, but not enough time for Murray to get there. And 2 free throws coming up from Molnar.
The first one is good. The Comets lead it. 46-45 with 3.5 seconds remaining. Walnut Hills with a timeout.
Mason got to stay solid defensively. What you don't want to do is foul if you're Mason, whether Molnar makes this or not.
If you're the Walnut Hills Eagles, you need to secure the rebound on a miss. And Molnar gets the second timeout by Walnut Hills. 47-45 lead for the Comets. 3.6 seconds to go.
And 3 seconds, that's a lot of time. That's more time than you think. You know, Mason's not in the clear yet. Walnut Hills has some sharp shooters, and they've got some smart players who share the ball well that can make a really crisp, sharp pass. So if you're Mason, you know, you got it. There's not necessarily a style you want to play here defensively. It's, you know, it's 3 seconds, the toughest defense you can play. You're going to want to pressure them a little bit so they can't get the ball all the way, so it's to slow them down so they don't get the ball all the way down. But you got to lock in 3 seconds, the hardest defense you've played all year.
Under no circumstance can the Comets foul in this situation, and they certainly cannot foul any of the 3-point shooters for the Walnut Hills Eagles. As Coach Ricardo Hill of the Eagles looking to draw something up. 3.6 seconds to go, needing to go the length of the floor.
You know, if you're Walnut Hills, what you're going to do is you're going to want to get it in, because I'm sure Mason will come with some pressure. And then once you get it in that first pass, you're going to try to find someone long over at half court or even deeper, and then have someone run the floor, run the sideline, get him a shot all the way down low. Mason's going to come with some pressure like we expected.
Morton on the ball. Pointer's going to inbound. It'll likely be Bostic who will take this one. Jordan, here comes Bostic. Out of bounds. That's going to be off Alex Morton. No time off the clock there.
That's good from Alex Morton. You know, it backs Pointer up a little bit. You know he's going to be want to be more careful about that.
Now, if you're the Eagles, you were prepared to inbound it on that end, and now you're inbounding it on another side of the baseline here.
The referees are discussing. Not sure what they're discussing.
It was kicked by Morton. They could be discussing whether or not they're going to call it a kickball violation and put it right back where it was.
You know, maybe my first thought that popped in my head was a kickball. Maybe he reached his foot over, and you could give him it should be a warning if that was the case. No technical.
Morton, it's
but
now,
like you said, no time off the clock.
Miller, the inbounder. Jordan guarding Bostic. They're going to throw it long, and it's thrown out of bounds. It is thrown long by Colin Miller. Too high for Tyler McKinley, and the Comets are going to get possession back. If they could just inbound the ball here and knock down a couple free throws, they're going to be headed to the sectional championship.
That is harder said than done, Addison. Inbounding the ball under your own hoop. You know, Walnut Hills coming with tight pressure. And what you don't want to do is have a miscue throwing it deep all the way down the court.
To
And Molnar's wide open.
Underneath!
And he finishes.
That's going to do it! The Comets are going to the sectional championship. A huge bucket for Michael Molnar. A 4-point victory for the Comets. Unbelievable comeback.
Michael Molnar, he's a star quarterback. He's going to play college baseball, but don't forget about basketball on his side. Game-winning free throws and then a game-sealing bucket down low. Michael Molnar doing it all, and outstanding game from both sides. A lot of credit to Walnut Hills. Terrific season. They played a terrific game down to the wire, but Killens and Molnar just got it done for the Comets today. And you can't forget about Smith and Johnson on the defensive side.
And the Comets down 43-36. All looked lost. And then Trey Killens and Michael Molnar took the game in their hands, willed the Comets to the sectional championship appearance. They're going to get a third shot at Lakota West, 2-0 against them this season. As we're going to wrap things up here from Lakota West, I'm Addison Lenhart alongside my partner Ben Haller. It's been a great night of basketball. Mason Comets headed to the sectional championship. A victory over the 6th seed Walnut Hills.